Hi, everyone. This is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. I am here to do Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, February general reading. So these are going to be channeled messages. I'm going to throw some tarot and oracle at the end to just get the clarification that we need. I do find it very interesting because, listen, Spirit always has me changing things up, but they really wanted me to go back to the fun way of doing my readings, which is listening to music, tapping into your energy, and allowing to come through. Hey, Danny. But I do find it very interesting. There's a lot going on around the heart space. I feel a lot of anxiety and a lot of confusion coming from Aquarius's energy. Now, whether this is you or someone that you are, I don't know why you try to hunch over like they can't see you. Anyway. So gotta laugh at the small moments, guys. But yeah, so anyway, before we get too far into it, I really hope everyone is doing well. And I'm sorry. And listen, this is another thing that I've definitely been picking up since I've been like meditating and trying to get the messages across for over 30 minutes now. And it's like, there's just distraction everywhere. I can't quite get a quiet moment for me to like fully process what Spirit's trying to get through to you. So with that being said, just take it for what it's worth. Really ground yourself this month and try to make the necessary decisions best of your capability. Okay. This is a really good time for you to listen to what emotions are coming up and what things are coming up for reflection for you. But this is also a time to like let go of everyone else's expectations or needs of you and just try to make the best decision for you, right? So with that being said, just a few announcements. I will be in Burbank, California on March 21st and 22nd with Ramblin Mike for the Tarot Expo. If you are interested in joining us for that, all the information is down below or on an event on my Facebook page, my Whispers of Grace Facebook page. Don't forget, if you resonate with me, my energy, or any of these messages, to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop me a comment. I love reading your comments. And thank you to everyone who's been supporting me in this transition in my life and this channel. If it weren't for your donations and your private readings, I wouldn't be able to keep this going. So I am eternally grateful. If you are new to my channel, we welcome you. And if you are my Vibe Tribe, you know I love you. I love you all so, so much. So but happy birthday, Aquarius. Let's get that right out the gate. And yeah, guys, it just feels like there's a lot of nervousness, energy that's trying to be stuffed down. Like my body wants to move forward, but there's a resistance that I'm feeling from you. So the two songs, and it was weird because the first song that came up was, and they're both like two totally different genres. Even though like I can see how they correlate, they're completely different. Just in the way that they present themselves. So the first song we had was by Luke Combs, Blue Collar Boys, and then the next one was by Tupac, because I had to get some clarification. Like, is there anything else that you want Aquarius to know or you're trying to get through to them this month? And they brought up Tupac, which Luke Combs and Tupac couldn't be further apart. But it was called Loyal to the Game. So I feel that either Aquarius or someone in Aquarius's life is still very much stuck on old belief systems and just really digging themselves into work and trying to, create security and a like solid financial groundwork, right? So, hey, Michelle. But yeah, I mean, first off, let's start with the Luke Combs song. this song is really about like living the simple life. It's about going to work. But one of the parts in the song that really caught me was, which most of us do feel this way, is we work, we work, we work, and yet we're still barely skating by. It gets expensive to live. And I feel like that might be one of the pressures that you're kind of feeling this month, is how much effort do I need to put in to see that honest return where I don't feel like I'm constantly struggling or having to worry about when my next bill is going to be paid. Like getting ahead of the game is what I'm hearing. So, um, but, with that being said, living more simply and being more present in your day-to-day life, like loving on your partner, or enjoying your coffee and just being fully present in the morning, setting your intentions for the day, being grateful for the job that you do have and the income that you already have, be thankful for your home. Like it's a lot about gratitude and just living a simple life. Now, I will say too, I don't know if you or someone in your environment is either associated to California or, whatever the case may be, but Cali came up in both of the songs. So I feel like that is kind of significant, and it's not going to be for everybody, but just keep that in mind too. Hi, Dan. But this is going to be, I feel like there could just be travel involved, but the kind of thing that I was getting from the California reference is that there might be some travel involved for you this month too, Aquarius. So if you have the opportunity, whether it's going to California or, traveling through California, if you're on that side of the world, whatever it may be, there might be an opportunity for you to either visit California or to just travel in general. And I feel like you should take up this opportunity, because if it's presenting itself over and over again and you're feeling called to do so, then there's a reason for that, right? This is not a month to doubt your intuition or what is coming up for you, because the reason why there's all this resistance and this feeling of being like pulling back is because of the fear involved in what if I make the wrong decision. So I understand that sometimes you got to take a risk. If you don't take a risk, nothing will ever change. And if you want to evolve, you have to change. So with that being said, moving over to the Tupac song, listen, some of the resistance that I'm feeling, not only is the fear, but there's anger involved too. So whether this was a part of your past where you were just a very angry person or angry at life, and you ended up doing certain things that maybe you weren't proud of, or maybe you get triggered and a lot of that anger comes back up, it's because things have not been properly dealt with. Things have not been properly assessed. So again, put the energy wherever it resonates, if it's you or another person. But if it's another person, this is someone who is either still very much energetically connected to you or is an active part of your life. And, their energy is crossing over into yours. So be careful of what's being projected too. I do feel that there's a lot that's going on around, you know, your circle. Okay. I think true colors are starting to be shown, and you're already getting intuitive hits about these people. And it might bring up some insecurities, especially around trust for you. You could notice that these people only love and support you when you're high and on your game, but when you're hitting a low, they're nowhere to be found. And there's a lot about snitches in there too. So whether someone is gossiping behind your back, or, i- silently hoping that you fail, right, to keep you stuck in a situation, be careful of these kind of people in your life, Aquarius, because no matter what, no matter where you are in your phase of life, you want people that are going to encourage you to keep moving. It's okay to sit and process and be still when you need that time to reflect, but it's not one of those things where we want to stay stagnant, okay? So, um, there could be a lot of violence from your past as well. I'm picking up, especially with like parents, or just like the way that you were brought up. You could have witnessed a lot of domestic violence, or a lot of emotional, mental, verbal, and even physical abuse as a child. And this is where a lot of that anger stems from, because you didn't get the proper structure or support, that loving and like safe environment. So a lot of that is being triggered with some of the things that are coming up for you. So if you notice that certain experiences end up triggering something within you that bring up a lot of anger, it probably stems from a lot of the things that you witnessed in your younger years of life. Um, I mean, there's just so much to say, and I feel like someone's been kind of holding back certain, like a conversation or certain fears or whatever the case may be, because they're scared of being rejected or unvalidated or whatever the case may be. But there's a conversation or some sort of um, verbalization that needs to be had, and it just keeps getting stuffed down. Like I keep feeling this pressure weighing down my heart. So this is something that your heart wants to express, but yet you're not giving it the room to express it. So whether you feel like the other person's not going to accept it, or maybe they're just going to think that you're a joke, or you're just scared to be vulnerable, whatever the case may be, there's a message that needs to be said and heard in order for the door to close out on that chapter and you can start something new. I do feel like this is going to be a mix between the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune energy. So if you've been feeling a lot of this kind of up and down energy that a lot of us are feeling connected to lately, where we have some highs and then we have a lot of lows, it's a lot of this still coming into process, right? So Aquarius, what is going on with y'all? I feel like my heart is wanting to like literally leap out of my chest. So whether you feel that there's someone you want to reach out to, or something specific that you want to do, but you've just been too scared to, like, I feel that this is kind of that moment where you're like, it's now or never. And do you really want to take that risk of it being never, and never getting that point of saying what you need to say, or getting it off your chest and carrying that weight around for you forever, and then wondering what if later down the road? So if you need to express yourself, no matter what the outcome is. Release the attachment to the outcome and just allow whatever needs to come forward, because it's like pushing. It's pushing. I mean, I feel like I'm expanding, but my body is keeping me limited. So that tells me that you're limiting certain areas of your life when it comes to your self-expression. Now, um, I do feel that there are certain parts of Aquarius, or whoever is dealing with the anger and resentment and these kind of things, where there's a false mask being worn. Either you're not being honest with yourself, or you're not being honest with the people around you about who you really want to be and what you really want to experience out of life. And it's more of just adapting to your circumstances than just being who you are. And I feel like a lot of these things are going to be what needs to be addressed this month, especially when it comes to your relationships, because that's when you're going to really find out who has your back, right? When you let it all out on the table, are they still going to be there to support you? Are they still going to be there to love you and help you up on your feet again to express yourself however you need to express yourself, instead of taking it personally and like it's a direct reflection of the other person and not just letting you have your space, right? To be whatever it is. I feel like you really need to, hey, Xavier, I feel like you really need to come to this place of accepting what relationships really are in your life, right? Whether that be your parents, your friends, or your significant other, I feel like your relationships are going to be directly reflected back to you this month. And you're going to see how these people's roles in your life have been playing out and how they'll continue to play out. Um, I feel like you need to quit making so many excuses for other people's behavior because you feel like it's good enough, right? This is good enough for now. This is good enough, whatever. Um, like there is more waiting for you, Aquarius, and there's a lot of opportunities for you to expand your horizons. But first, you got to believe that you're worthy of that. Um, Allow your heart to be free and allow your mind space to quiet down a little bit so that you can hear your heart clearly and get your mind and your heart on the same place in the same page so that you know what direction you need to head in. um I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you too, Aquarius. There's a lot of pressure to make the right decision. Okay. And whether this is you putting that pressure on yourself or, other people putting that pressure on you, I definitely feel like this is going to be that moment where you just have to trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, then who do you trust? Right. Um, can you really trust anyone when you don't fully trust yourself? And that's a part of the process of healing, is getting so in tune with self that you truly trust that no matter what decision you make, you're going to be okay, right? And especially when it comes, like, they keep bringing me back to the Tupac song, man. Like there's a lot of violence there. So it's, let me see, where are they wanting to bring me? They're telling me to look up the lyrics. Okay, give me 1 second. Um So you might even find, like it says here, enemies in my family extorting, scheming, and scamming me. So you might find that there are people within your family unit that don't necessarily deserve your loyalty. Okay. Because I feel like you were like completely loyal to those that you love. And if you find out that these people have been using and abusing you and they don't necessarily deserve that place in your life because you're not on the same vibrational frequency, then, you know, that's going to be a cause for concern. And if you really want to align yourself with that for your future, um, I do feel like I feel like people are underestimating you, Aquarius. I really do. Um, I do feel that, due to how you were raised in your past, maybe you came from a family where you didn't really have a lot and you were around a lot of anger and violence when you were younger, right? Even if it wasn't like physical violence, it could have been emotional outburst or just a lot of arguing between your parents or your family. And there's just a lot of controversy, right? So it led you to want to make a better life for yourself and not fall in those same footsteps. You wanted more, you wanted grandeur, right? So it's like you're constantly working, and that's been like your main focus for quite some time, and creating a stable life for yourself. And but it's all material things. It's a distraction of what your heart's truly desiring, and that's something to connect to, right? So whether it be TVs or the big house or the nice car, or just making sure that you have this grandeur lifestyle that shows that you're successful, but in reality there's always this space that feels like it's missing something, and that's the relationship with yourself. It's your relationship with source, and that's kind of keeping the relationships that you're allowing into your life to be close but not too close, right? So it's like keeping things on a rope without you feel like you have control over it, but you really don't. And so by keeping up this facade of I have everything that I need and everything that I want and blah, 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 but yet I still feel empty. Those are the things that make us chase things to attach to, but it's always more on a 3D level than it is on a heartfelt level, on a spiritual level, on a true soul connection level. And when we realize that, what are we truly connected to? Right? Are we truly connected with ourselves? Are we truly connected with this earth? Are we truly connected to source? Like, what is our relationship with these things that give us hope, that give us strength, that give us encouragement, right? Instead of relying on all these external things that really create more distance from self, right? So, I feel like a lot of that stuff is going to be coming up for reflection for you. So let's see what the tarot has to say about all this and see if they can clarify any of it. So, Spirit, what can you tell me about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for February 2020? Also, I'm getting a lot of throat chakra activation, so there could be some very necessary, like I said earlier, communication that needs to come up. But it's like suppressing feelings, suppressing emotion, not speaking truth. And with the Knight of Wands, this is, a conversation that I was having the other day about not fully committing, always having one foot in and one foot out, just in case, there could be someone in your life, whether it be you or someone else. Oh my gosh, this throat chakra, y'all got to speak up, man. Oh, y'all are like making my mouth water. Hold on, let me get some coffee. Um, but someone might be addicted or still stuck in the player's game, right? And not really just wanting to constantly be on the move and not being fully ready to commit, right? So no matter what the situation really looks like, we have the Queen of Cups coming out. And again, that's what I was saying. You got to listen to your intuition, got to listen to your vulnerability, trust your vulnerability. Okay. But there could be someone, whether it be, and this is honestly, we have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Swords. So it definitely with the devil behind it. So it's either you choose the toxic traits that have been keeping you in lack limitation, feeling disconnected, not truly like you're existing in life, but you're not truly living in life, right? Or choose love, choose your heart, choose your true heart's desire. It's either stay in this old pattern of, fuck bitches, get money. I don't know where that came from, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of mentality where it's wanting this connection, but too scared to accept the connection too. But with the Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups here, there's a lot of intuition. There's a lot of psychic ability here. So whether this is you or someone else, you got to trust what you're picking up about the people in your life, regardless. Maybe you have someone who, keeps kind of going back and forth between these lifestyles where it's, just wanting to have fun and be free and, the whispering of the wind and being out on the road or something, and then having these true soul connections where you can be honest with your emotions about these people, right? But with the Eight of Wands, there's like fast movement forward. There could be communication, talking. Again, it's a lot of communication for you. So it could be text messages, social media, email, these kind of things. But it can also say that, you know, when I see the Archer, I always think of having like a direct focus on what it is that you want and aiming at it, right? Like if you know you got to say something to someone, just say it. Be direct, right? Don't sugarcoat shit. If you want to say I love you, fucking say I love you. If you say I don't want to talk to you anymore, I don't want to talk, right? But I do feel like you want to talk. I feel like someone needs to be honest about making a decision that, yeah, I do feel that someone has not been completely honest about certain things that have gone on in the past, and maybe either you or this person has chosen someone else, okay? But I feel like there's a need for honesty about the deception that has been chosen. Maybe you or this person went a different route because it probably felt safer. It was probably more fun. Didn't have a lot of emotions involved, and like you had to choose to walk away from something. But there's a divine connection in your life, right? There's someone that kind of keeps haunting you. Their energy is always around. You're always thinking. You're always remembered by. You're always remembering them, and it's been a long process. This person activated healing and new beginnings, right? And the fact that it's falling over the Queen of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles too, it's like having to take your power back. Find that confidence within yourself. But see, there's that damn tower, okay? I feel like when you met this person that's more of an emotional being, or really intuitive, that they had to find their confidence and take that back their power, but you were also at that point like scared of commitment, right? Or they were. And let's see what's going on with this Queen of Wands. Yeah, so the Four of Wands is coming out reversed. And you know, it's probably because there wasn't a lot of honesty, like not a lot of transparency with this person. And you know, I do feel that there's love here. I do feel that, but it's unstable at the same time. But with the King of Cups being here, and listen, you know, okay, this is all part of the transformation, but you have the King and Queen of Cups here. So I feel like someone left what they would consider their perfect partner in order to go for something that probably had a little more excitement, a little more pleasure, a little more, you know, probably someone who is definitely, uh, I'm getting like eye candy, that kind of thing. But in the same sense, the King of Cups doesn't really look happy, does he? Right? So even though there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of unexpressed emotion. And I do feel, yeah, listen, someone walked away from their 10 of Cups. Okay. Someone abandoned ship because like they thought it was going to take too much work. Okay. And that's probably why the King and Queen of Cups is showing up, because someone was activated, someone recognized, but also wasn't willing to put in that work and got scared of what this connection really meant. Okay. So All right. So, what advice does Spirit have for you today, Aquarius? Let me know if any of this. All right. So, I'm not going to read these, but let's see. So, Isis. So, could be past life connection as well. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So, especially with the energies that have been coming up lately, I would definitely ask yourself, like, if you're in a relationship, is it a sacred relationship or is it a lustful relationship? Realize that anyone that you share your sexual energy with, you share it for 7 years. Okay. You're literally swapping out energy and DNA. Okay. So be aware of that. Um, the saint of spoken words. See, there's something that needs to be said. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. So remember, Aquarius, whatever you're saying, whether out loud or to yourself, whatever you put out into this universe is what's going to come to you. So if you feel like you're too scared or don't have the capability or whatever the case may be, like, it's time for you to speak your truth and then challenge the old belief system that is still causing you to think that you are not worthy. Okay. And Kali, the mother of the universe, I release all that does not serve me. It is time to be the truth of who I am. So a lot of this tower energy is coming in to really wipe things away that are no longer in alignment with where you need to be. So speak up, love on yourself, and be true to who you are. Okay. So let's get one final piece of advice. What's the best advice that you can give Aquarius for the month of February 2020? What is the best advice that you can give Aquarius for the month of February, please? No one wants to come out. So the diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. Is that not what I was just saying? Okay. So let's see what the overall message is here. 125. Okay. So here we go. From Machig's perspective as an enlightened female, she knew that the difference between a god and a demon had to do with our reaction to them. Those who cause us pain, she explained, also teaches us patience, whereas those who bring gifts can distract us from our spiritual past. No one and no single situation has the power to derail us. That is unless we let it. The power rests within us. The spiritual path for Machig was to become intimate with her inner demons, those thoughts or beliefs that kept her from experiencing joy, bliss, and pure love. The darkness within us isn't actually dark. It often feels threatening because some aspect of our intuition knows that when we face it, we will reclaim a lost part of our soul. We will heal, we will become more whole, and that ironically can be terrifying. We get so used to functioning with only one wing, we wonder, how can I fly now with two? I'll go too far, too high. Who will I become now that I am free? And who will I lose in the elevation of my soul? She is here to support us in seeing what's ready to come to consciousness. She's here with her diamond heart to hold us as we feed one of our demons, not with fear, but with the knowledge that bringing it to life and into the light will help set us free. So the soul voice meditation says, is there an ego belief that I am ready to see and release within me? So that would be a very good question to ask yourself. What ego belief is ready to be seen and released within you? Okay. So also, I will say, and I'll look it up right now, but as long as I have been sitting out here meditating on and of course, check yourself comes on. Um, so if you have to check yourself, don't be afraid to. Okay? Listen, that comes with the work we do, right? So, but I was hearing a lot of crows. As long as I've been meditating on your energy, there's a lot of crow activity, which I've been seeing a lot of, but not recently. And they've been talking a storm. So, um, there is a symbol of bad luck and death, but it's not always the case. It could be even a rebirth, like a cycle coming to a close. And maybe the luck you've had hasn't been super lucky lately. And now these things are coming up for reflection so that you can close the door on those old belief systems. But it's also a symbol of life, magic, and mysteries. It symbolizes intelligence, flexibility, and destiny. Okay. It's also a prophecy and good luck. So just understand that it's about seeing the positive and the negatives in your situation and being clear on what it is that you truly want to experience in your life and not being afraid to go after it. Okay. So, oh, I'm good, good. I'm so glad. But yeah, guys, so please take care of yourselves and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. Let me know how this resonates with you. And might have to switch up the title now because I'm not, it still goes hand in hand with it, but these old belief systems do need to be faced, and you could be throwing yourself into work to keep you distracted, but it's keeping you distracted from the relationship aspect of a choice you need to make. So with that being said, good luck. I wish you the best of luck, my friends. And yeah, take care of yourselves and let me know if I can do anything for you. If you want a private reading, you can email me at whispersofgrace1016 at gmail.com. See you later. Bye.